Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, we are continuing our Laravel blog series. So guys, now in this video, we are going to start with the category option. Okay. So category in the sense like we are going to create that HTML, PHP, Laravel categories, and under that categories, we will be creating posts. Okay. So guys, now let's begin with the category part. So guys, now first let's create a table and these are the fields which we are going to create it. Okay. So let's get back guys to our editor and start with the migration. So let me close all the files and ready. So let's type the command called php artisan make colon migration create categories underscore table. Okay, hit enter. So created migration categories table is created guys. Let's go to database migration and here is our categories table. So now let's create all the columns. Okay, so let me just zoom it. So guys, now let's create with the table column field names. So first we are going to check out with the ID. So ID is by default. The next column will be name. So that will be the string function, and inside that name let's copy. The next column is slug, and then next is description. So let's keep the type as text. So let's keep text. You can keep the medium text also, not an issue. Let's keep medium text guys, so it gives more space. Okay, then next field will be or is nothing but the image column. So let's take that image, so which will be a string. So let's copy and paste, and next will be a meta title. So meta title, let's copy and paste, and next column is description, I mean meta description. So we are going to keep as usual, and here is your keywords. So let's copy this and paste here, and if you require you can keep a text for this keyword. Okay, so you can keep the text. And next guys, over here let's move on with next. Here you get Navbar status. So this is a integer value like 0 and 1. So let's keep this as tiny integer. Okay, so tiny integer, which will be Navbar status, and by default it should be 0 guys. So let's select default and let's give 0. And then next one also, that is your status part. So this status part is nothing but showing and hiding your categories from the front end side. Okay, so this will be also as default as 0. And finally one more thing, that is your created by. So created by comes for the um, who has created it. So let's keep this as integer because this is the user ID we are going to store. Okay, and here you can just give this option, and the next field was created at and updated at, that comes under timestamp, so we don't require it. Okay, so now guys, let's migrate this. So now let's php artisan migrate, hit enter, and here the table is migrated. Done guys. So now let's create the model for this. Okay, so php artisan make colon model, and the model name we are going to keep as categories. Okay, so category, that's it. So let's hit enter, and here your model is created successfully. So you can just check it out. Let's close this table. Okay, app models, here you find your category.php model. So now guys, let's give that table name. So first you need to assign that protected $table is equal to here your table name. Okay, so my table name is categories. So let's copy this and you can just paste that. Done. And what are the fields you have given? Okay, so let's mention that fields. Protected $fillable is equal to inside array. So here your ID comes, I mean your column fields. So let me just show you that column fields like name, slug, description. So let's mention that name, comma, then next was slug. So next is description. Let me just paste this. Okay. So here guys, I have just pasted all the column fields. Done. So yep, let's close this table. And now guys, let's create a controller for it. So PHP artisan make controller, where inside I want to create that controller in admin, because this we are going to handle inside admin, right? I mean this admin dashboard side. So let's create that folder. So you can see that I have already created one admin folder. So let's type that admin folder / and your category controller. So let me type category controller, hit enter. So you can find controller created successfully, and here is your category controller. Perfect. So now guys, let's begin with calling the page over it. So first step, let's go to routes, web.php. Okay, and inside admin, let's create one route. So route : using get method, I will create a category, and where we are going to call that category controller. Okay, so this is our category controller. Let's copy the path. This is my path / and then your category controller. So category controller : class, comma, and give a index function. So inside the index function, we have to call the page. So let's create a public function where index function, and inside this index function, let's return view. Let me zoom it. Okay, return view, where inside admin folder, let's go to category folder and create one index blade file. So best, so you can just move to resource, views, and inside admin, let's create one folder named category. So category, and inside that category, I want to create an index blade file, index.blade.php file. Okay, hit enter. So a file is created. So now guys, let's extend the layouts. Let me just copy from here, dashboard. Let's copy and paste. Let's copy the design part, and yes, let's end the div, copy and paste, and let's end the section too. End section. Perfect. So you can mention this as category. Now let's change the title as category. So now guys, let's see the output for it. So you can just move to admin / category. Let's go admin / category. Okay, so let's see. Perfect. So we are getting this output. Let me just add this category option in the sidebar as here category, and add category and view category. Okay, so let's go to this admin sidebar. So let's move to our category blade, and here is a layout master, and inside that layout master, here is our admin sidebar. Okay, so let's go to this admin sidebar, and here you find your layouts option. So let's mention that as category, and here is a static navigation. Instead of that, let's tell add category, view category. Perfect. So let's change the route. So you can just add double curly brace and set the URL as add category. And for view category, you can just set the URL and call that path. So what we have just set it, admin/category. Okay, so this is your view category, and here admin/add category. Done. So yep guys, and now let's check the output. Let's refresh. Here you see category, add category, view category. So let's click on view category. You'll be on this page. So now guys, let's design the form and insert the record of our category. So let's create the route for this first. Okay, here you move. Let me copy and paste, and this is add category. We have the prefix already admin, so not to worry about that. Just create add category using get method, and let's tell this to create function. So let's move to this category controller and create a function with the name create. Okay, so let me just paste here, and this will be a create file. Okay, so just go to your category folder and create a file named createblade.php. Resource views inside admin category. Let's create a file named as create.blade.php. Done. And now guys, let's copy the same design what we have pasted in our create. Okay, done. So guys, now let's design the form. Okay, so before designing it, let me just show you this output. Okay, so which means add category. Let's get back here. If you click and you find that add category, cool. So you're an add category. So now guys, let's design the form. Let me just begin with the card, and here your card header and your card body. All set. So let's just move this inside this, and this instead of heading and margin top here, and let's remove this. We don't require it. Okay, let's set to H4 and all set. So here your form begins. So let's add the form tag. So now let's check this output also. Okay, let me just refresh. Cool, it's looking pretty cool design. So now let's integrate that form. Okay, and here we begin with the method post and set up the URL where you can just give the same URL, which mean the same URL. Okay, add category, which will go with the post method. Okay, so we'll take with that post method csrf field, and here we start with margin bottom 3, a label, category name, then your input dot form hyphen control. So the input field name will be name. Okay, so this first value, then slug, description, image, your other fields. So yep, let's copy this, paste your slug, slug. So guys, same way I am going to just fill up and show you the output. So guys, I have just finished with this form. So this is with the category name, slug, description, where I have used the text area, and the image field, which is input type file. And then guys, the SEO tags part, which I have set over here as title, description, and keywords, where and the status mode, your Navbar status, and the normal status for show and hide. Okay, so we have covered with this. So now guys, let's check the output of it. So let me refresh. Perfect. So we are getting the output. And now guys, let's create one button over here as submit. So you can just add on over here. Let me add with the column MD whatever remaining columns. So 6 column is remaining, and let's add one simple button called save category. Let's design this button using bootstrap class primary, and let's mention this button type as submit. Done. So once you submit this, all the input field data will go to your this URL with the method post. Okay, so with the CSRF token. So now guys, let's create a post route using this URL. Okay, so yep, let's paste here. Let me copy and paste, add category, and we have already the prefix that is slug. So just paste that add category using post method. Okay, so after get only you're using post, and here you go to your store function. So let's go to our category controller and create a store function. So you come back to your category controller. Let's create a function with the name store. Okay, so let me just copy and paste. Let's rename it store. So first step guys, once you submit that form, okay, where it is here on the create. So once you submit your, it's a input request, right? So you have to get all your requests. So request dollar request. So now guys, you get all the requests and you can just start inserting the record. So before inserting the record, we have to do some validation part. Okay, so which we will be using form request validation, will be using it. Okay, so guys, now let's create something like category form request. Okay, so this will be our request, whatever request we get. So you need to create that request first. So guys, now PHP artisan make colon request your category request. Okay, category form request. So whatever we submit from the create, form, so that form, all the validation will be done inside this category form request. Okay, let's keep this inside one admin folder because this all are comes under category. Okay, admin side. So let's create that, hit enter, and here you see request created successfully. Let me just show you the output. Okay, so you can just find that app http request. Okay, so inside request you find the admin, and inside admin you find the category form request. Done. And here we are going to do all the validation part. So let me just turn it to true, and here your input field validations. Okay, so let's take this return and give a rules is equal to here, and let's return this dollar rules. So okay, and now let's call that input field names. So here is the name, slug, description. So all that fields you have to call over here. So first is name, and let's give again array, and inside this array you're going to tell it's required, and this value is going to be a string, and max we can keep 200. Okay, 200. So same way guys, let's copy this, copy and paste. So next input field your is slug, and then description. So same way you just need to call that it's a slug, so it's mandatory and string, and you can just keep max 200. And here coming back to description part, where you can just keep the it is required, and we cannot keep this as string because we have more data. So let's just mention as required, and you cannot give a max because we require more data, so you just leave only it's a required field. Okay, so same process. So guys, let me just finish this and show you the output. Okay, so guys, I have just finished with this rules over here. So you can find that name and the slug description and other details. So let me just show you that. And here is our status, which will be the Boolean values. Okay, so it's 0 and 1. So you can just validate like this also. And coming back to the image part here in Laravel 8 you find this image, or else you can just use this part also. Okay, so anyhow you can use it. So I prefer using this because I just need this type of image only. Okay, jpg, jpeg and png image. So guys, now we have done with this, and now you can, our validation is done. So let's close this and let's get back to our controller. So whatever data you are getting from this request. Okay, so once you submit the form, you come to this category form request and validate in a data is equal to dollar request of your validated function. So your validated data has come over here. Create one variable called category is equal to new category model. Okay, so category semicolon, and this model you just need to import the class of it. Okay, done. And now let's copy and paste, and you need to call your column field. So what column field? You can just find that in your category model, so which we have already defined it right over here, name, slug. So these are in your database table column field names. So you can just call that column name and is equal to from this validated data. Okay, your validated requested data, you can just get that name. Okay, so how do you know this, what is this name? So you find that in this create form category form request. Okay, so let me just show you that name slug. So these values you are getting in this data variable. All set. So same way, call your slug, and here your form request slug. The next step is description. I mean, let's get the description value, and your database column field name description value. Let's copy and paste. So next part is about the image. So image we insert different way, guys. So let me just show you that. So first we'll check with the if condition. If dollar image, okay, done. So let's remove this, not required right now. Dollar data has file function where you will tell image. If it has any image, then let's get that in a variable which has file named as image, and this file we are going to take and get extension of that file. So let's create a file name first is equal to, inside this time function, let's concatenate a variable, I mean a dot with the extension. So dollar file of get client original extension function, and then let's move this. So dollar file with the help of move function, let's move this in a folder called uploads slash category, and then your file name, and you just need to use comma, not dot. Okay, and then let's push the file name. All done. So once this file is pushed, let's create the category, I mean take this variable category of your database column field name image and get the file name done. So your file name will be saved in your database. So now guys, same way, let's get all other fields, I mean the remaining fields, that is your meta title, description, keyword. So let me just finish it over here. Okay, so guys, I have just finished with this all the fields, and here one we have created by. Okay, so the column created by, we are storing that the user authenticated user ID, we are storing it. So guys, please import its class. Okay, so I have already imported. All set. So now guys, finally let's save this record, I mean category. So use a save function and save the data. So once saved, let's return and redirect back with the message. So you can give the status or a message over here like category added successfully. All set. So where you're going to redirect back to the category view. Okay, so we'll just redirect over here after saving it. So you can just push this. That's it. So all set guys. To see the message on your front end, so you just need to print this in a if condition. So let's move to our index blade.php of category view. Okay, so here in a if condition, use a if where session of you're going to set the message. Okay, so once this is viewed, you can just show that in a alert, just echo the session. That's it. So you can just add one alert success, save. And now guys, let's see the output. Okay, so let's add category. Let me just check the database first. Refresh. Let's move to our categories table. And here is our category table. Now guys, let's begin with inserting the data. So first category will be PHP. And next, okay, so you're going to write the post and let's select one image also. Okay, so here is one PHP tutorial image I have inserting, and okay, and you can just give the meta tag description, PHP tutorial meta description, and this is the keyword. And let's by default let's keep it 0 itself. So now guys, let's save this. So save category and let's see what happens. Okay, form request, okay, does not exist. We need to import that class. So you just need to move to your controller and import this class. So here is the path. Okay, let's give control R and continue resubmission, and let's see. So guys, we did not solve like what are the errors to show that. Okay, so let me just write the code to show the errors. What are the errors you are missing? So you just need to move to your create.blade.php, and above the form, let's mention that. Okay, so let me paste it, and here we will display all the errors guys. Okay, so let me just add one alert. So this will be our alert danger, like all the list of that. It will just print this inside the errors. Okay, so now guys, let's test it. So let's get back. Once refresh the form, and now guys, let me just add dummy details directly. Let me upload the image. Okay, so let's just randomly, so I'm not selecting this both. And now let's click to save category, and here we find that image must be the file type of this three. Okay, and Navbar status field is required and status field is required, but it should not be required. Okay, it should be like accepting nullable. So you just need to move to your category form. First let's solve this. Instead of required, let's tell nullable. Okay, so just give nullable. And coming to the image part, okay, so this is fine. Let's go to create. Here we have to import that enc type multipart form data. Enc type is equal to multipart form data. Let me just show you the code. So this is very mandatory guys to upload an file or any type of image. Okay, so because of this we are facing that error. So yep guys, and now let's get back. and let's refresh once again, and now let's insert the record. So PHP and PHP. So PHP tutorials. Let me copy, and now let's copy the image. I mean upload the image, and this is PHP tutorials description and keyword. Okay, so this is description. All set, and we are not going to save. I mean check the status. So now guys, let's save it, and now let's see what happens. Okay, so has file call to member function has file on array. Okay, let's check out. Okay, so let's change from data to request. Okay, so for this, only for the image part, we are going to change that file, request file of image, whatever request is there. So we are not take from this array format. Okay, so now guys, let's again just refresh and continue the resubmission, and let's see undefined index. Okay, so let's get back, and here guys, let's make this from data to request. Okay, so whatever that value comes of that request as status, we'll check it to true. If it is true, we will tell store as 1, else we will store as 0 guys. Okay, so same condition goes with our the status part. So let's paste here, and let's make this as status. All set. So yep guys, now let us test it. Let's resubmit, continue. Perfect. So category added successfully, and you can just go to your database and let's see. Cool. So now guys, we have successfully inserted the data, and now let's check the image also whether it is inserted or not. So you can check that in uploads category folder. So if we have not created the path, it will automatically create it. Uploads category, and inside that category we find the image. Okay, so here is a output. Perfect. So guys, we have successfully inserted our category data. Okay, so now let's fetch this data and show in this output. So guys, now let's close all the files and get back to our routes web.php first, and you can see that we are going at this index function. Let's go to this category controller and the index function, and let's call the variable called category is equal to, and call your model called category colon all function. Okay, so all the data you will get from this category, and let's paste and send that in a compact function and go to your index blade file. All set over here, so we'll be on this page. So now guys, let's design a table and just fetch this record. Okay, so now I just want to modify this design. Let's use a card. So card header and the card body. All set. So you just need to take this message and paste inside the card body, and the heading, let's remove this, not required. And here your heading comes h4, and tell view category, and just add a tag. Let's tell add category, and you can, as simple, create the URL and tell admin / add hyphen category, and just design this button and float it to end. So button primary, button small, and I want to float end. So you can just make it in next line, so it should be no confusion. So now you can refresh and here we get the output. Okay, so add category, if you give, it moves to your add category option. All set. So margin top 4, and here you begin with your table design. So give a class table, table bordered, then table head, table row, table heading ID, the category name, and we require the one image. If you require, you can just show, and let's show the status and one action button, or let's tell it as edit button. Okay, and then coming back to get to the T body, that is table body, and add a table row, table data. So over here use a for each loop, ESEH for each, and here we will get the variable that is your category. So let's copy this variable called category and paste here dollar item. So yes, let me just paste after the table row, and you can take this table row, echo dollar item of name. I mean first will be ID, name, and image, and the status, and a table tag which will be a button, that will be your edit button. So about edit and update we will see in next video. So let's add success. So coming to the status part, guys, this will be your, like, we just need to show that it is true or false. So you can just use is equal to, if the status value is 1, then you will set to like uh, visible, I mean hidden, else show. All set. So now guys, let's check the output for this. Here we refresh. Perfect. So we get the output. So for the image, guys, you just need to call the image path. Let me just set up that. So here call a image tag, uploads, uploads forward slash category forward slash, and then your image. So before we need to call this in an asset function. Asset, paste it, and then just concatenate this dollar item of image. So let's paste that and remove this, not required, and set the width to 50 px, and required height also set up to 50 px, and tell img. All set. So now refresh. That's it. So guys, we have successfully seen that how to add and fetch the categories. So now guys, let's see in the next video about edit and delete option. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe, like, and share.